Sick you blah. What's up, guys? It's boy T. Today we're gonna be talking about EA. Now I'm pretty sure everybody love EA. My homies love EA. Now if you're not pretty familiar with EA, I'm gonna jog your memory of EA titles, EA games that they've made. EA games, Power, EA games. I forgot what they said, but anyway, is it Grid Legends? I'm actually interested in a game. Madden, Wild Hearts, It Takes Two, F1 games, NHL games, the Madden games, Star Wars Survivor, Jedi Survivor, Battlefront 2, Battlefront, all those types of games. They've made those games. Pretty sure I love some of these people. A lot of you people do love these games, even if it was published by a publisher that a lot of people are not really fond of. However, the reason we're talking about EA is because EA is trying to implement ads into their AAA titles. AAA titles are games that got all the bells and whistles everybody all hyped about. Perfect examples of AAA games: God of War, Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefield, and tons of games like that. They want to implement advertising to their games. Now, of course, the reason they want to implement it is because of money, and which makes sense. However, I don't know. I don't know about EA doing it, bro, because EA is just such a scummy company. We all know that. Now, has EA published some games that I love? Of course. Burnout 3 Takedown, everybody. One of the best Burnout games ever made, and it should get a remake. It's better than Need for Speed. Don't at me. But even with that being said, for the most part, they are a scummy company. Now, is it a big part of our childhoods? Of course. EA is in the game. I get it. But let's admit it, it's a trash company. Let's keep it $1.50. Now, with that being said, as I said before, they're trying to implement ads into the games. Now, they have done this before. They did this in UFC 2020, where they put a full screen in-game ad of the boys in UFC 4. Now, if you're interested in a show, that's cool. And if you want to implement ads to your games for extra income, because of course, implementing advertisement in any type of media does give you a buttload of money. That's cool. However, you got to implement it in a way that people are going to look at it and be like, you know what, that's fine. It got to be tasteful. It can't be distasteful. Now, not too long ago, EA had a earnings call. Somebody named Eric Sheridan from Goldman Sachs asked Andrew Wilson, which is the CEO of EA currently from 2013 to now, asked Wilson about dynamic ad insertion in traditional AAA games. Wilson said advertising has an opportunity to be a meaningful driver of growth for us. He then continued, we have teams internally in company right now looking at how we do very thoughtful implementations inside of our game experiences. Now, they are already thinking about trying to implement it into the games again. As I said before, the UFC advertising just did not work out the way they really planned it to. They really thought they can get over on y'all people. Now, again, advertising is nothing new. I remember playing Midnight Club when I was younger. Midnight Club Los Angeles Remix, one of the best Midnight Club games ever made, and Midnight Club need to come back. I remember driving around and seeing tons of ads around Los Angeles. So I feel advertising in the game is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just how you implement it. If you're trying to be real predatory, then of course nobody's gonna like it. But it's just something off to the side, or just a little nod to something, then that's completely fine. Advertising, as I said before, can help and benefit a company that can add to your revenue at the end of the day, and more people can benefit. More people can get paid to do their job, which is completely fine. But you have to implement it in a way that players are going to be okay with this. Players, first, you need to actually make pretty good games. Your track record lately has not been the best. It just has not been the best. Now, some of the games I think of when I say, for example, some of their track record has not been the best. Mass Effect Andromeda came out and it was a buggy mess. People did not like it. It was completely different, I think, from the other Mass Effect games. Anthem kind of came and went. Nobody even talked about Anthem, and I believe the servers are closed. The fact that you can still buy that game and can't play the game is crazy to me. Battlefield 1 and 5. Now, Battlefield 1 did do pretty well. Battlefield 1, when it first came out, did perfectly, honestly, because it came out with no bugs, if I remember correctly. I remember playing it as soon as it first came out. It was pretty decent. However, Battlefield 2042 not come out pretty well. It was supposed to be a battle royale, and they tried to change it shorthandedly, because they was like, hey, we haven't made a Battlefield game in a while, and they shouldn't have did it. Star Wars Battlefront 1 was okay, was not too bad. Star Wars Battlefront 2 was horrible, because you had in order to unlock the hero characters such as Jango Fett or Darth Vader, Yoda, stuff like that, you had to play tons and tons of ridiculous hours just to be able to unlock those characters. So people were not cool with that, and the best way to get these characters was to pay for the loot boxes. They had to remove the loot boxes for a while because of how predatory it actually was. Now, one of the couple of games that have been doing well is, of course, Apex Legends, and I believe Battlefield 1 did pretty good too. Battlefield 5 is in shambles, and is also not a preferred Battlefield by a majority of players. Battlefield 5 is not. And on top of the fact that Battlefield 5 is not a preferred Battlefield, they also implemented another mode into Battlefield 5, which was Firestorm, which did not do well. It did not have the proper advertising that it really needed, as compared to its competitor, Call of Duty. When Black Ops 4 came out, they introduced the Blackout mode, in which they had a whole beta session, and tons of streamers streamed the game. There was tons of content made about the game because it was the first Call of Duty based battle royale, with Fortnite taking the stage of being the best battle royale at that point in time, and of course PUBG and other ones. It was interesting to see Call of Duty take their turn at it. Call of Duty did it in a way that even though you had to pay a premium to get into this battle royale, it was still implemented and it was still well known enough for people to be interested in it. With Firestorm, they did not advertise it well. They really did not. Most people was focused on the fact that a lady had a prosthetic on. Okay, they weren't focused on the fact that they had a battle royale. Now, is it EA fault? Yeah, it is EA fault. At the end of the day, they really lost in that venture, and they probably wasted money making that mode. So for you to try to implement ads into these games, you're asking a lot, EA. You really are. You have to actually be offering good titles in order for people to actually want to consider buying these games. One of the most recent games I remember that they have released that I've played before is Need for Speed Unbound. Even though I personally do like it, however, the gameplay loop is a little repetitive. It's not as fun as the other Need for Speed. Granted, have I played Need for Speed like that? No, I believe I played Hot Pursuit. But other than that, I've never really been a Need for Speed person. However, playing this game, the customization is cool and everything like that. However, your core audience just did not like the game like that. So for you to ask for stuff like this, for you to want to implement stuff like this, I feel like your ideas, your planning is going towards the wrong thing. I feel like you should try to plan for these games to be better. That should be your main focus. Actually producing pretty good games. Then think about, okay, let's try to implement advertisements in the game. With that being said, it's not like you don't make money. You got loot boxes in most of your games. I know you got it in Apex. I'm pretty sure you got it in Battlefield. You got it in the Battlefronts for sure. So, do what you want to do with it. If you really want to consider it, do it. I mean, I'm not your mom. I can't tell you not to do it. However, the community will speak when they see through this BS. Nobody's going to be cool with that if you do it in a way that is real predatory. Now, with that being said, do I feel like it's a big deal for them to implement ads in general if it's just small little hints over here? No, that's not an issue at all. I don't mind you implementing ads if it's not disturbing my gaming experience. However, at any point that it disturbs my experience with the game that I paid $60-$70 for, then yeah, you gotta go. Now, people have been boycotting EA for a while. People just do not like EA, and for rightful reasons. So EA, you do what you want, but if it blows up in your face, hey, that's your ass. But anyway, I just want to talk about it. Just want to talk about EA implementing ads into their games. I find it really weird that they're trying to do that, but hey, maybe they do a good job. But then again, it's EA. EA usually mess up stuff anyway. So that being said, hope you have a good day. If you liked the video, if you could like, comment, subscribe. It just helps me push out my videos out to a bigger audience, and I really appreciate you taking your time to watch my video. But anyway, that's about it. Bye. Also, I messed up. I meant Midnight Club Complete Edition. Midnight Club Los Angeles Complete Edition, not remix. I was in my feelings. My bad.